All right, over the next 2 weeks, you're going to be graphing your first picture without specific instructions, but you still have all the tree instructions available to you. So what you need to know, you can choose one of two birds. You're either going to do the penguin or the eagle, which I'll show you in a moment. This is what the picture looks like in your packet. What you need to know is this is your y-axis, and this is your x-axis. So we're only using quadrant 1 on this first project. So this is your origin, or 0, 0. And from there, you're going to have to figure out your points. In order to graph, you're going to need to know each and every point where there is a turn. So you're going to have to figure those out. Now, to graph on the calculator, the way you do it is you do it like an Etch-a-Sketch, or as if you're drawing without lifting your pencil. So you're going to do, if you started here, you'd go like this, graph that point, that point, that point, back up, over, here, here, and you may have to regraph a line more than once. Here, here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And back up if you want. You can go any direction. It's not as long. You can overdraw a line 10 times if you need to. Okay, but here's the tricky part. So we're going to draw our penguin. I think I'll come back down this way. It doesn't matter which way you go. And then I'd end here. But he has two, and that would be X on L1, Y on L2. But he doesn't have eyes yet. And if you'll remember, your stat plot has plot 1, plot 2, and plot 3. So you can have your X and your Y on L3 for your eyeball. L3 and L4, and believe it or not, there's also an L5 and L6. So you can do your two eyes. So that's what the penguin, oh, and I shouldn't have lifted my pen. Okay, so that's what the penguin would look like. Does everybody understand? Just don't lift your pen and you can figure out exactly what order you need to do your points in to be able to graph your penguin. Now if you choose to do the eagle, I believe the eagle can be done without using plot 2 and plot 3. Again, you're only going to be in quadrant 1 this week. And you're going to have to set your window. Okay, so your origin is here. So you're going to start somewhere, and it doesn't matter where you start. Don't lift your pen, but make sure you get anywhere you're moving. You get the idea? And remember, if you mess up, you can always print another one. And so on. Everybody good? Yeah. Okay. So all you're going to do, so I'm going to remind you of the keystrokes. So in order to go to your list, hit the Stat key, hit On, your Stat key, Edit. There's L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, and L6. They're all there for you. All right. To turn on your stat plot, second, y equals, you're going to turn on 1, 2, and 3 if you're doing the penguin, probably only 1 if you're doing the eagle. Don't forget to set your window. So your x minimum would be 0. Your maximum depends on which picture you're doing. The y minimum is going to be 0 because we're only in quadrant 1. And your x maximum depends on which picture you're doing. It's going to be the largest y point or x point in the picture you're doing. And then once you have everything in, you're going to hit graph. Save the graph, send me your picture. It needs to have your name on it. I do not want to see anyone sharing pictures. I will ask you to redo it if I think you're sharing pictures. Okay, and I really would rather see it while we're in class. Okay? Questions? And I have no problem with you working on the computer next to the person next to you, saying, what'd you get on your list? My list didn't work. That kind of thing. Questions? All right.